David, I'd like to give you a chance to respond to that question as well. So what is literacy for you, and how does it apply to the work that you do?
Well, somewhat similar to Deborah, I think literacy is a resource. Very few people who, in order to succeed in this country, for better or worse, you need to be, the great majority of circumstances, a literate person. You need to be able to read a wide text of a wide variety of complexities, and you need to be able to express understanding of those texts in order to succeed in college and in order to succeed in the workplace. And much of my career, certainly since I left the independent schools and started teaching in Harlem, and then running schools, starting schools in Harlem and running schools in Harlem, has been addressing the achievement gap. If you measure the achievement gap by standardized tests, then we've had the same achievement gap. Well, I know much more about literacy, so I'm going to just say about literacy, although it's pretty parallel in math, although not as strong. We've had the same achievement gap ever since they started measuring proficiency in reading and writing. And most tests, just as Deborah said, most research is about reading, most of the literature about literature is about reading, which I think at times is unfortunate, but that is what it is. And measuring proficiency in literacy through those means, we've had the same achievement gap that we've had since they started measuring it, which is roughly 50 or 60 years ago since we started having, well, we actually had reading tests before the Great Society, but the focus on reading tests and the focus on the achievement gap began around the time of the Great Society in the 60s. And that gap has remained virtually the same between free and reduced price lunch or low-income children from low-income families and children from more affluent families. That's been the same for 60 years. So in 60 years, we've invented the internet, sent vehicles not only into space, but past our galaxy, invented rockets that can sniff out human remains in a cave in Afghanistan, and of course all kinds of digital revolutions, and we still have the exact same achievement gap that we've always had. And I think that's an intriguing question, and it also says something about the country that still has more resources than any country in the world. So most of my work educationally has been, why is that the case, and what can we do about it?